Never underestimate the importance of capturing employee feedback. In this lesson, you're going to learn about probably the most effective approach that I have learned throughout my career and I've used plenty of times to capture employee feedback. And that's going to be the best way for you to actually take action on the suggestions that are provided. Because as a leader, you have a lot of ideas. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but most times leaders think that they're really good ideas. Well, the challenge is they fail to actually capture feedback from the people that they work with, the employees that they have working with them, to actually capture and use their feedback. Because those are the ones who are the ones doing the job. They're the ones who are closest to the customer. They know more about what actually works and doesn't work than you as the leader, to be honest. I'm trying to burst your bubble, but that is the truth. So you need to be able to capture feedback from them. And the best way that you can do that is by facilitating what I call a start, stop, continue session with your team. These are sessions that are essentially focus groups where you pull a small team together to discuss an area of improvement. You could discuss ways to do employee engagement better, to improve that within your team. You could improve processes. You could brainstorm new projects, maybe perform a retrospective on a topic. The goal of these sessions is to understand the activities that a group would like to see started, the things that they'd like to see stopped, and the things that they think are so important that they should be continued. So how do you facilitate one of these? Well, I recommend that you should have a maximum of 4 to 12 people in the session. Anything more than 12, it's really challenging to facilitate. So then for a minimum of 1 to 2 hours, and I think it's important to set a time limit for this because some employees are slow to start, you want to then focus on getting as much time together as possible before you share ideas and then do a debrief. Some of the supplies that you're going to need, maybe extra large sheets of paper or a big giant whiteboard, some markers, whether again it's paper or it's going to be on a whiteboard, and then a room with ample space for people to actually connect. So here's how you facilitate one of these sessions. First, you want participants to really use the whiteboard or those extra pieces of paper, and then as a facilitator, write the words stop, start, and continue across the top of those pages or the board. Gather the team in the room to discuss the purpose. If the group is 4 or more people, make sure that you have everyone just kind of work individually on their own paper doing this. But if they're more than 4 people, break everyone into teams to collaborate on improvement ideas. Set that time limit. Make sure it's no less than 45 minutes for the initial first pass as you go through this exercise. Then ask the team to think about the topic at hand. So say it's about wanting to improve employee engagement with your team. Ask them to start recalling opportunities to start doing new things that's going to improve employee engagement. That's going to maybe things that they should stop doing or things that need to continue to happen because they're so vital. Again, as the topic. So ask them to concisely write down under each category whether it's a stop, start, or continue item. The other way you can do this is actually have everyone do it on sticky notes and then place those sticky notes under the corresponding titles. So encourage everyone to write down as many ideas as possible. There's no such thing as a bad idea, but ensure that everyone on the team is collaborating. So as a facilitator, go around to each of the groups to make sure that they're on track. Once the time limit is finished, ask the team to review what they've put on and identify at least the top 3 most important priority items. As a group, then share those with everybody as a bit of a debrief. Armed with priority items, the facilitator needs to thank everyone for their contributions and then more importantly, come back with an action plan of how to implement the priorities that have been noted. See, it's so important though that you have to take action on the feedback that is provided. Now, depending on how you feel, you could go with a third party facilitating a start, stop, continue session for you. It's something where it takes a lot of bravery for a leader to not be included as part of that process. But I've done this before too, where especially when I'm talking about employee engagement or a sensitive topic, to leave the room and let a third party facilitate it, because then it lets people be anonymous with any feedback that they share, especially when it comes to things that need to be stopped. There's some benefits, of course, to having an activity like this. I think you're not only capturing and soliciting feedback from your team, but you're building up a list of possible roadmap ideas for improvement. Once you act on them, stopping some of those activities that maybe are hurting engagement or productivity can give you time back. It ensures that the team is focused on the items that matter, that make the most difference, that move the needle, and ultimately creates an environment where there's more collaboration, people feel listened to, and that is seen as collaborative. If you want to have some success in this arena of collecting feedback, consider facilitating a start, stop, continue session.